If you're thinking about selling your lake property out here in the Northwoods, timing the market is very important, but it's not why or for what reasons that most people think. There are several problems that I see. One, the seller assumes that summer's the best time. I can understand that, and it may feel this way because there's a whole lot more people. There's a whole lot more movement going on. More properties to look at, more people to look at them. A lot of people that are just sampling it because they're up here and they're thinking about moving here. So you get a lot of that. It's kind of like when you're in the grocery store and there's a sample out. And yeah, there might be a lot of that product going out the door, but it's all samples. People are looking at it, tasting it, but not necessarily purchasing the whole product. They're just kind of looking and getting a feel. You'll see that in summer. There are deals that happen. Don't let me get you wrong with that. They'll also follow generic real estate advice, meaning, hey, let's get it out in the summer. Let's price it high. Let's test the market, things like that. I disagree with all of that kind of stuff. Most sellers think that summer is the best time because that's when everything looks the most beautiful. But it doesn't necessarily get you the best results, and that's what's important to me. I kind of want to break this down simply. Buyer timing. Serious buyers will start early. That means, like springtime, before, a lot of other properties have hit the market. Many are planning months ahead, buyers, when they're thinking about through the winter time and getting ready for spring. So they'll see properties and they get ready to go. And springtime, they'll make their efforts, their best efforts. So spring can equal high interest and high intent. These people are serious, they focus, they've done their homework already, and they have high intent when they show up. So what I'll say is, a lot of your most serious buyers are actually looking in late winter and early spring. That is something to consider when you're getting ready for timing and listing your property. Let's talk about the difference between emotional and strategic, timing. Summer will equal a whole lot more showings. I get it. I understand. You're going to see a whole lot of emotional appeal. The leaves are out. It's beautiful. It's green. It feels secluded. You get all this, getting ready to go fishing, which I'm always doing. So yeah, the lake looks beautiful, and there's just certain aspects. So you get this emotional appeal. But springtime will, create a strategic advantage. Excuse me. So you have springtime coming on, and that's going to equal, strategic. People that have already been looking, that are ready, this property comes on, they've already invested the time, and they have higher intent. So that is something to think about. So the thought behind that is summer shows well, but it also equals more competition, meaning a lot of other homes are going to come up on the market through the summer, and you're going to have more competition. So during the winter, people held off, and as far as listing the property, so you'll have a more condensed, solid, viewpoint on your property in spring before all the other properties come up. I've seen in springtime much more activity on a property because people have been looking all winter long and have been waiting, and a property comes up, and so they will move on it with a strategic mindset and higher intent. I've seen properties listed in springtime get a whole lot more attention because they've been waiting through the winter, and there isn't a whole lot of properties on the market yet, like as they get into later summer. The best time to sell is not when your property just looks the best. It's when you have a great combination of buyer demand and minimal competition. So something to think about for springtime. If you're thinking about selling and you want to time it correctly, feel free to give me a call. I'll be happy to walk through it and go over our strategic plan for you for your specific property.